first reader is a humorist and author of 9 books, the most famous of which is Politically Correct Bedtime Stories, which was an international bestseller and can be found on top of toilet tanks in bathrooms nationwide. He has written for stage, radio, and comic strip, and is the creator of the webcomic Single White Vigilante, a justice/regret cocktail with swords. He has performed at lit events around the city, including Louder Than a Mom, the Paper Machete, Essay Fiesta, the French Room, and You're Being Ridiculous. Please welcome James Finn Garner. How's this height?
Oh, not a problem.
Okay.
That height is terrible.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, not a problem coming back.
Oh.
I'm going to read a short story from a mystery series I've created that take place in the 40s in a ghetto full of washed up circus people. It's like taking the Maltese Falcon and shoving it with the greatest show on earth and freaks. And so it's where you go for a cheap good time. You go there for, you go there for a fire eater and a trapeze act and a blind pig and a bordello. And all the circus people live there because they are separate from polite society. My hero, the narrator of this story, is Rex Coco, Private Clown, who tries to set things right in Top Town. So we'll start. This is called The Tiny Taxi of Justice. In fact, I'll get rid of this. Okay. No circus, I can do that. Down here in Top Town, everyone's got a beef. When kickers were worth the show, performing and traveling and making a living, they're the happiest, most generous people you'd ever imagine. But when they wash out and end up stuck here, hustling quarters from the townies every night in the same dingy yard, the glamour of the circus dims quick. So it's always hard to lose one of the good ones. And Tilly was one of the good ones. Not just her act, though she had the greatest flanged act you've ever seen, but she also had a kind heart for everyone she met, including yours truly, Top Town's least popular Joey. A flange act for you Elmers out there is an aerial acrobatic act. The aerialist slips her hand into a loop of silken rope, is lifted into the air, then begins to twist and swing her body vertically until she's doing circles, heels overhead, like a windmill. One of the hardest things you can do to your body. Dislocate your shoulder with every turn. Tilly's record in flanges was 75. It's a shame she had to go and marry that greasy Rollo. Then 2 weeks ago, in the middle of her act, she had the accident. Only no one believed it was an accident. Tilly heading south like that left us all under a cloud. It never lifted even after the funeral. She had reminded all of us of that one person in our past who stuck with us no matter the weather. And then she, like them, went the way of all flesh. And after that, there was nothing left around Top Town's sagging, weather-beaten flash, but more flesh. Speaking of flesh, there was no better place to see it. That's called a segue. No better place to see it than the Club Bimbo. One of our top coot shows, with the best dames and the skimpiest costumes around. Where am I? Can't even read. One day, before the businessman's lunch matinee, I brought a pack of smokes to the owner to see if a little chat would cheer me up. But my old pally, Lotta Mudflaps, was hanging crepe as bad as me. I don't know what it is, Rex, Lotta said as we smoked by the stage door. I didn't know Tilly all that well, but the poor little thing ended like that. The former world's daintiest fat lady brushed away a tear. I hear you. People fall from their rigging once in a while, but somehow I thought she could float down and land on her feet like a little bluebird. You were sweet on her, weren't you? She teased, nudging me and setting me sprawling. Hard not to be, with how she helped me get that big molasses can off my head. That was a clam bake to remember. You know what makes this work? Rollo. Now, Rex, don't get started. That shifty bum, I snarled, leaning my foot on a bucket. He had something to do with it. I'd bet the farm on it. If any bookies still talk to me. And I had a farm. Don't go go sticking your big red nose into this, Sherlock Holmes. Let the police... what's one more dead circus act to the bulls? We kinkers take care of our own, don't we? Don't tell me that rope wore through. Tilly just wasn't that careless. I'm going to follow that rotten Rollo till he slips up. I want to be on him like a prowling panther, a black shadow, a lethal mist. But first... First what? I held up my leg. Can you get this bucket off my foot? Evening was settling on Top Town. It's the time when we dust off our tricks and our popcorn and welcome the townies to our streets and alleys. The next best thing to a circus. The acrobats start limbering up. The fire eaters begin roasting their molars. The blind pigs open their doors. And I was out there trying to get answers and avoid setting off mousetraps. I failed on both counts. Cheese wasn't any good anyway. This itch about Rollo, like so many itches in our part of town, showed no sign of going away. I staked him out by the pie car and trailed him through all the coot shows along Greenland Street. He was walking around like the sixth Ringling Brother, not a care in the world. Rollo went from club to club, flirting with different dames. The widower showed no signs of grief. But that wasn't a crime. This was a trip for biscuits. All I had to show for the night was sore feet and sore fingers, and a pocket full of inedible cheese. The next afternoon, I brought a bottle of Coca-Cola over to share with Milt at the sideshow. Milt was good for an ear to the ground and a nose for hokum. Tilly used to drop in all the time. The most glamorous girl down here, and she just came by on the regular just to say hi to me and the freaks. He even took time with the ones that weren't all there. I looked down his row of banners. Gordy, the dog-faced boy. Sailor Sam, the sword-swallowing man. Electric Tessie Tesla. Only one person sat on the stage now. You mean guys like Eddie Echo? Eddie was sitting there on his stool as usual. Same ill-fitting suit. Same dumb look on his face. 4 hours till showtime. As his name implied, he was an astounding mimic, able to imitate any audience member the moment they opened their trap. The brains of a chicken Eddie got, but Tilly could talk to him like he was Einstein. That bum Rollo didn't deserve her. Amen to that. Think it was an accident? He emptied the Coke bottle and handed it back. Think you can get a diamond ring back on this? Around 5 o'clock, I was at the banana peel, staring at my drink, not knowing what to do next. The banana peel is the clown bar. Everyone's got their own bar. The banana peel is the clown bar. The other Joeys are busy with a spit take contest, doing it all wrong. No, Slapsy, no! If you want distance and value, you've got to go... I stood there dripping, and they all howled at me. Slapsy was actually pretty good. He just had a slice he had to work on. A call came on the blower. It was Lotta on the other end. That Rollo's gone off and proposed to one of my showgirls! What? Which one? The lead in the French Revolution act? No, Gloria, the one who plays Bathsheba in the big Old Testament number. Secrets of the Patriarchs. Whoa. Her act made me enroll in Bible study. Well, say a prayer, because they're headed out of town tonight. Rollo can't lam out of here. He zots Tilly. I know he did. Gloria said the two of them are eloping on the 7:30 train. You better come up with a plan, Mr. Detective, or they'll be gone with the wind. I hung up and looked over at the silent, dripping men. Joeys, I need your help. 13 heads are better than one. Even if we were who we were. Bingo, my pal Bingo, owned a yellow custom-built Model A that stood about this high by your waist. It was the centerpiece of his act, but when he heard my plan, he gladly let us borrow the teeny jalopy. He even helped me pay taxi across the door. Then we went to the costume department and stole a jacket and a black cap that looked like a cabbie's. I parked a block east of the Club Bimbo and waited for my chance. 5 minutes later, a weaving Rollo burst out of the front doors, dragging a flustered Gloria, stumbling on her heels. He looked around like it was in his contract that a car should be waiting for him. Rollo blew air from beneath his bottle-brush mustache and waggled his head in my direction. I revved up the engine, startled a couple pedestrians as I pulled out, and deposited my fake cab right in front of him. It was all I could do not to run him over. "Taxi, Pally?" I asked, like I'd seen in the movies. He gave me the stink eye when I came around to open the door. "Since when do they let clowns like you drive?" "Joey's gotta eat," I said, grabbing the handle. "Take us to the station." Rollo moved to dive inside, but I pushed him back. "Hold on, sir. I gotta let my other fare out first." I held the door open, and Bingo walked out. "Thanks, Mr. 100% real cab driver." Then Chiggers emerged with a salute. "That was the most authentic cab I ever done rode in." Then Happy Jingles, Goose, Pickles, and 14 more Joeys poured out of the back seat. Rollo's slow burn was one for the ages, as every clown of mine took his sweet time, tipping me imaginary quarters and falling over one another on the curb. Slinky brought up the rear, shouting, "Dames ahoy!" as they all filed into the club. Red-faced, the snake tried to climb in when I stopped him again. "Hold on, sir. One last passenger." Me, Rollo, and Gloria watched the darkness in the back of the cab. 3 seconds passed. 4, 5. Then a female voice, high and strong, rang out. "How are you doing tonight?" Rollo's face went ashen. His mouth opened, but no sound came out of it. "Going somewhere, sweetheart?" "Not if I can help it. Not a chance." I leaned into him. "What's the matter, Pally? You don't look so good." Rollo stuttered. "Tilly? Let's have a little talk. Just you and me. How about it?" Rollo let out a scream and jerked back from the cab, tripping over the satchel behind him. I bent down, but instead of helping him up, I sneered into his ear. What do you expect, with Tilly only 2 weeks in the ground?" Rollo screamed, "Take her away!" A crowd had gathered. "You killed Tilly, didn't you? How'd you do it, Rollo? Did you gaff her line?" The voice in the cab laughed so loudly, even I got a chill. Yes, I cut through it so it would break. I switched it." "Where is it now?" I hid it. It's in the hay bales behind the elephant house. Please, just take her away." "We'll take you away first." Lotta was standing in the door of the club. She grabbed Alvin the bouncer, and he didn't need any encouragement to hoist Rollo up and walk-step him away. "Let's go find that rope, Rollo. What do you say?" The bouncer growled as they left. Chances were good they'd stop at a few other places around Toptown. Before the night was through, Rollo would wish he were safe in the arms of the police. I stuck my head into the cab to offer congratulations to Eddie Echo, but Eddie burst through, knocking me flat in his hurry. With a big loopy grin on his face, he shouted, "Dames ahoy!" in a perfect imitation of Slinky, and strutted through the double doors. Chances were he'd already forgotten his starring role in my charade. I picked up Bingo's teeny car, leaned it against the wall in the alley, and put the steering wheel in my pocket. It was nice to have a plan of mine go right for a change. "No charge, Tilly," I said to the sky. "That one's on the house." I joined the guys in the bimbo. Lotta covered our drinks all night, even the spit takes, something the old girl regrets to this day.